Sophomore forward Kaleb Glenn from Florida Atlantic is officially in the transfer portal. A 6'7" sophomore, like I stated, he's averaging just under 13 points a game, just under 5 rebounds a game. He's not only a good player going to the hoop, obviously with a 6'7" size, but he shot 41% from three this season, and that was on a pretty high number of attempts. That was the fifth highest in three-point percentage with three or more attempts in his conference, the AAC. There is a list of schools that are out for him that have contacted him. He has heard from Texas Tech, Kansas, Oklahoma State, New Mexico, Butler, Dayton, George Washington, TCU, Miami. A lot of different schools in there, a lot of different bags in there. But what do you think about Kaleb Glenn and his game? Obviously, he's got size at 6'7" and can shoot the basketball. So there's always going to be a need for guys like that. But what do you think about Kaleb Glenn and his game? And after having a breakout sophomore year playing at Florida Atlantic after not having that much success at Louisville his first year.
I mean, 41% from three, like who won it won him, right?
Right.
6'7" guy, three attempts. I mean, that's not like a crazy high volume, but that's definitely not a small volume of 3-point attempts. My only concern is I typically think 3-point percentage and free throw, that's very interchangeable. If your free throw percentage is low, sometimes I'm like, man, did you just have an anomaly 3-point year? So that would be my only hesitation with him. But he has a little wiggle to his game. He can shoot the ball. Uh, Insert the clip, the regular one. Miami makes a lot of sense.
If they're on the list, they make a lot of sense. But no, the thing that intrigues me about Caleb Glenn, and I don't know if maybe he's trying to be in a bigger role, maybe I have the ball more or something like that. But a lot of his best work with Florida Atlantic is like he's catching the ball on the wing and he's immediately driving and scoring at the hoop with his frame, or he's shooting the ball at 6'7" and he's knocking down the 3-point shot. So I'm not sure if maybe he's trying to have the ball in his hands more. But like if you picture this guy as like your 6'7" three-man and you surround him with a really good point guard, a really good shooting guard, maybe some really good players around him, and you got a guy who can have that size and shooting ability. I looked at like what now different players because I think there's a little bit of a size difference here, but Maryland added Selton Miguel last transfer portal window, and he was just like this guy to knock down 3-point shots for them, drive, and just kind of fit in around Gillespie, Derek Queen, Reese, all those other guys, and it made for like a really good team. So I could see him possibly doing that for some teams. I think that's why you have Kansas on the list. Kansas is looking for guys that can knock down shots. Texas Tech makes a lot of sense too. You put him on the wing. You have a lot of good players with Texas Tech coming back. Are there any schools on this list that stick out to you? Of course, Butler finds their way on this list. Butler's on every list. Everyone, Butler's going to be on that list.
Does New Mexico have a coach?
No.
Okay, so they're just on the list.
So once again, who have you heard from?
Yeah, like who reached out from New Mexico? Did we just throw them on the list just to garner a little bit more interest? Kansas sticks out to me. Whenever Kansas is involved with somebody, my first assumption is if Bill Self really wants them, he'll get them. So I'm kind of curious if Kansas is involved because like one of their assistant coaches reached out, or like did Bill Self say, no, I want this kid? So as long as Bill Self wants him, I think Bill Self will get him. If not, I mean, Miami doesn't have a roster, but they do have a coach. I mean, staying home, right? Or I guess not home, but you can stay in Florida.
Yeah, I think there might be some intrigue in staying in Florida. I think originally he's from Louisville, Kentucky, but uh, I definitely think a guy that maybe wants to stay in the state of Florida. I think it'd be a good ad for Coach Jay Lucas. I'm sure this list will be cut soon here. Maybe we'll have a better idea of where he could end up. But I'm gonna guess early here. I'm gonna say Texas Tech or Miami. Those are the two ones I'm gonna go with, and we'll see kind of how it goes from there. Insert clip of Dion guaranteeing Miami. But I mean, they got the bags, right?
I mean, it's like you remember after Marquise Noel and them at Kansas State, and anytime anyone entered the portal, you tweeted out like Tang something.
Yeah.
That's me with Miami this year.
We needed a Lucas gift that we can just tweet out every time, and you'll see Dion underneath the tweet just saying Hurricane underneath it. But yeah, when we get updates on Caleb Glenn's recruitment, we'll be sure to sure to update y'all on that. But it'll be interesting to see kind of how he capitalizes on a really good sophomore bounce back season at Florida Atlantic, and see what school he chooses. It is March, and that means that March Madness is upon us. And if you are looking for a place to play, Underdog Fantasy has you covered. Sign up and deposit using code SLEEPERS. That's code SLEEPERS to receive up to $1,000 in bonus credit plus a free pick. Head over to Underdog Fantasy today and use promo code Sleepers to take advantage of this amazing offer.